going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 22 Ultimate Team video. In today's video, we're going to start a new series that we'll be doing throughout the year. It's something that I really need to make sure I stay dedicated towards doing, and hopefully you guys enjoy these videos. If you do, it would really help me if you left a thumbs up knowing that you liked the video, or letting me know that you liked the video. That'll kind of push me to make sure I'm consistent with these. But what we want to do here, and I'm going to try to do this every single month because this game evolves, new cards come out, and things will absolutely change. We're going to go over the top 5 positions, and we're going to break them down. Today we're starting obviously by the title at quarterback, but we'll do a top 5 running backs video, wide receivers, tight ends. We'll just do offensive line. I'm not going to do each offensive line position. We'll probably do like a defensive line, outside or inside linebackers, might break those up, not sure, and then safeties and cornerbacks. So I'm going to do it for the month of September, right? Over the next week or so. It probably won't be a video every day, but on days like today, we'll have one. And then, you know, when October rolls around, we'll kind of revisit this and go over the top 5 quarterbacks at that time. So let's go ahead and get on into it. These are not in any particular order, but the first one is probably number 5 on my list. And we're going to start out with a really good budget items, and that is Justin Fields. So you guys can pick up his 84 overall team builder card for well under, well, I shouldn't say well under, but you can get it for under 30K, okay? So this is the cheapest. It's not the best card out of the 5 we're going to go over. It's definitely the cheapest for all of my budget-friendly people out there. And honestly, the main reason we're picking this card is because he is fast and he has good throw power. The accuracy on the throwing, not great at all. And if you're going to expect him to be accurate every time you throw the ball, well, you're just setting yourself up for failure. Short throw 80, mid throw 78, deep throw 81. But again, speed at 87, throw power at 88. QBs just seem faster in this year's game. I don't know what it is, but if you start scrambling and running around with this guy, he can definitely cause frustration for your opponents. And I've played against this card quite a few times. A lot of you might be able to relate to this. This card, for whatever reason, just does not fumble a lot. You can hit him, you can lay hit sticks on this card, and he will just not cuff up the ball. So it's very, very frustrating to play against this card. So another thing that I want to do in these videos is take a look not only at the pricing, which we said is about 30K on PlayStation, but also the abilities. So we're over here on mutt.gg, and if we scroll all the way to the bottom here, these are the abilities that he can get. Remember, he only has one ability slot on this card, and he doesn't have the greatest abilities. So there's second wind, safety valve, indoor baller, homer, and clutch. I wouldn't waste any ability points on this, but these are the ones out there that you can choose for this Justin Fields card. If we look at pricing, he is roughly about 30K on Xbox, and this is on mutt.gg, by the way. If you don't have this website bookmarked, you need to go do it. On PlayStation, roughly about 32K, but as you just saw from my screen there, you can get him cheaper, and on PC, about 32.5K. So there is number 1 of 5 quarterbacks on our list today. Coming in at number 2 is the legend, 89 overall, Johnny Unitas. Now, when this card was first announced, I saw the attributes on it, and I thought it was going to be probably the most commonly used QB in the game, and it actually is not. I know this card doesn't have the greatest throwing motion, and I think that's why a lot of people kind of don't use it. But I still think it's a fairly good card. If you look at the attributes, 80 speed. Okay, he's obviously not going to be Justin Fields out there with the speed, but for a field general quarterback, that's pretty respectable speed at 80. The throw power is 89. That's one of the tops in the game. And then the short throw is 87, mid throw is 87, deep throw is 88. So they're very, very, very well balanced, right? Like just across the board. Not one thing that he's terrible at. Doesn't excel at just one thing. It's just very, very well balanced card. So I think for the attributes out there, pretty good, solid, good looking card. Field general means eventually, he could be a guy that gets hot route master. So you think good throwing power, hot route master, hopefully eventually gunslinger and solid speed. When he gets his next upgrade, I think this will be a pretty commonly used quarterback card. As far as the ability slots go, I mean, there's not really any great ones on here. Obviously, set feet lead is one of the more popular abilities for quarterbacks right now. So set feet lead would be a good one. Inside Deadeye is not bad. I particularly like Quick Draw. We're going to talk about another card that is on our list, obviously, in this video that I use quick draw on, but those are probably the best abilities. And then you can also get identifier on him. He does have 2 ability slots. As far as pricing goes, on Xbox, again, this is per mutt.gg, about 150k. Not bad at all there. On PlayStation, 151, 600, and then on PC, right around 150k. So across the board, basically 150k. I think with this card, if you're patient enough, you can get him in the lower 140 ranges, or definitely cheaper than that. But a pretty solid, good starting quarterback. Next one up, a fairly new card from the Ultimate Kickoff promo, and that is 88 overall, Matthew Stafford. Let's take a look. Now, he is a strong arm quarterback. The main draw for strong arm quarterbacks is being able to get gunslinger, but he cannot get it, unfortunately. 70 speed, throw power is 90. I think that's one of the top throwing power attribute cards in the game, if not the top. Short throw 84, which I think is the least important out of the 3. Mid throw 84, would like to see that a little bit better. And then deep throw with that throw power, I'd like to see deep throw a little bit better, but 86 is still pretty good. He's just a little slow. Taller quarterback there. You're not going to see his footballs get batted down at the line of scrimmage like you might see with like a Kyler Murray, who's coming out later today. And we'll just kind of throw that card's name out there, right? Because it looks like a solid card, but it's not in the game right now. It's also going to be fairly expensive to start out. So maybe a card we revisit when we do this again in October. But Matthew Stafford, I've seen a lot of pro players use this card, I think mainly because of that good throwing power, and he seems pretty well liked by a lot of people. So let's take a look at his abilities here on mutt.gg. I think that the abilities that stand out in my opinion here are Inside Deadeye, and one thing I need to note is that these abilities that we're looking at on the cards, this is not powered up. So these are the abilities that these cards can get without powering them up. Sometimes powering them up is going to unlock, because it goes +1 in the overall and +1 in some other attributes. Some other abilities will unlock from the power-ups, but for the most part, these are still going to be the same ones that you get while powering up the card. So Inside Deadeye is really good, as we talked about before. Set Feet Lead, very, very popular, but also this card, one that we haven't seen any other quarterbacks get so far, is Pass Lead Elite. It is a 3 ability point ability, but it's a very good one. As far as prices go, I like this one because it's just so extremely cheap here. As we take a look on Xbox, only about 110k. If we look at PlayStation, obviously it's going to be right around the same amount. There's no big discrepancy in prices here based on the console, at least for Xbox and PlayStation, but about 108k on PlayStation, and then on PC, I think he was a lot cheaper, 88k on PC. Of course, with the Ultimate Kickoff promo, you can also get up to 4 cards for free based on different objectives and milestones and whatnot. So if you're looking for a quarterback, this is a really solid option. He's very cheap, but also you guys can get him for free if you do your objectives. And if you guys want to find out how to get up to 4 free Ultimate Kickoff cards, make sure you check out a video. We're going to link it down below in the pinned comments as a pinned comment, obviously. It's going to show you how to get up to 4 free 88 overall Ultimate Kickoff cards. So if you like this Matt Stafford, you're looking for a quarterback, that's how you can spend 0 coins and still pick him up. So the next card has probably been my favorite quarterback so far of Mutt 22, and yes, maybe I'm a little bit biased because he can get Eagles Chem, and it's going to help out my card a little bit more than any other of these. But it's 89 overall, Campus Hero Vince Young, another card that you can get for free. You may have already made your choices on your free Campus Hero, but part of that promo allows you to get some free cards, and Vince Young is a pretty good option if you're looking for a quarterback. So he is an improviser archetype, which is kind of like one of the worst. That and Scrambler are just not the greatest right now when it comes to archetypes and the abilities they can unlock. But he has 85 speed, 89 throwing power, so he's got really respectable speed. The throw power is good, only -1 from that Matt Stafford card we just looked at. And then his accuracy attributes here aren't the greatest, but they're also not terrible. When you throw that in with that speed, it's a very well-rounded card. Short throw 85, mid 84, deep 85. His throw under pressure is 86, throw on the run 89, play action 86. I was actually surprised to see when we watched the MCS, the Madden tournament last week, the lack or absence of seeing this card on pro players, and I think it's mainly because of the abilities. This card, attribute-wise, really, really good. I just think he lacks the abilities that a lot of people are looking for. Unfortunately, he doesn't get any of the great ones out there. So I personally use Quick Draw on this. I think Agile Extender is a pretty solid one. Gutsy Scrambler, a pretty solid ability. But other than that, Roaming Deadeye is okay. he doesn't have those good throwing abilities that a lot of quarterbacks can get, and I think that's why you're not seeing a lot of the pro players use him. Also, he cannot get escape artist without powering up. Once you do power him up, you can get escape artist, so that's one that's not on here. And if you like to run the ball a lot, this is like basically an upgraded version. Though he's a little bit slower, it's an upgraded version of that Justin Fields card that we took a look at to start the video. Not a super expensive card, a little bit more than Stafford, obviously, but about 159K. We'll just round up and say 160K on Xbox. If we take a look at PlayStation, 176, and I think when I was just in game showing you the card, like the cheapest one up there right now is like 200K. So if you're ever buying a card for these videos or just anything in general, go take a look at the prices on MUT.gg and then take a look in game. If there's a big discrepancy, that just means there's not a lot of the cards on the auction house. Just give it a little bit of time. You'll probably find them closer to the values that we're seeing on MUT.gg. And then last, on PC, about 167K. So this one's a little bit more expensive. The other thing to keep in mind, right, is if you do want that escape artist, you're going to have to power him up. And that means you're going to have to spend coins on training, and that's where it gets a little bit more expensive, so keep that in mind. And the last card, and probably the best / most popular quarterback in MUT22 right now, no surprise here, Daniel Jones. Big reason is because of his abilities. The card overall is pretty good, and I will tell you, he has 85 speed. He feels so much faster than Vince Young. I've used both cards. I even have Vince Young powered up, whereas I didn't have Daniel Jones powered up, and for whatever reason, I don't know if it's just a little bit glitchy here, but when you're running the ball with him, and not like a QB design run, but just, you know, you have to escape the pocket, you're going across the line of scrimmage, you're picking up yards, he just feels like Michael Vick sometimes, which makes me kind of wonder, like, when Mike Vick actually comes out, is that car going to be so much faster? But 85 speed, 89 throw power, his deep accuracy is 88, mid and short, not great, not bad also. Short throw 85, mid throw 84, throw on the run 87, play action 88. Field general archetype, which again, like Johnny Unitas, means that eventually, if and when he gets upgrades, he could have hot route master along with that speed and that good throwing power. You know, Daniel Jones could be an end game quarterback for a lot of people, depending on the upgrades that he gets in the game. And like I said earlier, one of the biggest reasons he's so popular amongst the pro players is because he gets really good abilities. He has inside deadeye, lofting deadeye, long range deadeye, pocket deadeye. He gets quick draw, red zone deadeye, all the deadeyes in the world, right? But the main reason people are using him is because he's fast, he's got good throwing power, and he's got a set feet lead, which is, you know, the most popular ability right now that is out there for pros to get and for everybody to get. And you can get that one without even powering up the card, which is going to save you some training. He also gets sideline deadeye as well. So he, like I said, every deadeye you need, he pretty much has it. And I think that's why, just from the ability standpoint, he is the most popular, most commonly used quarterback right now. I think it also really helps that he's extremely cheap compared to, you know, anything. I mean, all 5 quarterbacks we went over in this video, nothing's really breaking the bank out there for you guys. All under 200K, but he's at about 120K on Xbox. We take a look at PlayStation, 127K, and then on PC, I think he was 120K as well. So a very inexpensive option, probably the best quarterback in the game. We do have a Kyler Murray coming out later today. When Team of the Week stuff drops, we'll have you covered in those videos. So we'll see how that card pans out as far as his abilities go and whatnot. But those are your top 5 quarterbacks right now in the month of September. It's September 14th. When more ones come out and we get October rolling around here, we'll drop another video. Let me know down below in the comment section, number 1, what quarterback are you guys using? And number 2, what position do you want me to do a top 5 of next for next video, which will probably drop tomorrow or Thursday. Leave it down below in the comment section. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.